morning, everyone. Welcome to the 24/7. My name is Niharika Valia, and I am with you for the topic of AFB. Today, we'll be covering a few more MCQs regarding accounting and financial bankers. Kindly confirm if I'm audible. Okay, so let's continue. If you haven't looked at our app yet, kindly go ahead and download the app. It will help you to get the latest details as early as possible, as well as the videos are available in your hand only, and that makes the entire studying part more handy. So kindly go ahead and check out our app on the Play Store. There you will find our 24/7 app. Okay, now moving on. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, then kindly go ahead and subscribe to our channel Officers Adda for more JAIIB and CAIIB examination details. Okay, so let's move on. There are some new batches that have just started. One particular batch of JIIB bilingual as well as English has started on just 12th of September. So if you haven't enrolled in these batches, then kindly go ahead. And even the JAIIB registration is going on. Kindly finish off your registrations ASAP so that it helps you. One major part is done on your part, on your end, I would say. So the details regarding these batches would be there on our portal. There you can find it on the website. All the details are there. The planner is there by what time the classes would be over. So make sure you are getting enrolled yourself in time, because again these are live classes that will really help you, right? Okay. Now moving on towards the next point that we'll be talking about is first question. The debt to asset ratio can be improved by. How can we improve the debt to assets ratio? Asset ratio can be improved by. Asset ratio can be improved by borrowing more. That means this is our debt upon total assets. If we take about debt and total assets, what would be the answer here? Debt to total assets. If the debt is more, then we can still have a feeling, because ultimately if numerator is more and denominator is less, the total ratio will increase, while if the denominator will come out to be more, it will decrease. So basically by borrowing more, by issue of debentures, by issue of equity shares, or redemption of the debt. What would be the answer here? If we borrow more, if we have issue of debentures, or if we have redemption of issue of equity shares, even all these areas is gonna affect our debt to asset ratio. There's only one particular thing, that is redemption of a debt, that would increase it. For example, it was earlier total asset debt to total asset ratio can be 2.5 is to 1. That means I just take it as 2 lakh 50 and 1 lakh on the downside. That means it was 2.5 is to 1. I just multiplied 1 lakh both the sides. Now I'm reducing 50,000 as the payment of debt. For debt, they have lost 50,000. For the total assets, they have lost cash. So basically, what's going to happen here is it is going to be 2 lakh divided by 50,000. See, it comes out to be 4 is to 1. It will increase. In all other areas, it's going to be near about the same, because ultimately, borrowing more, if you're borrowing more, your debt will increase, but also the cash in the total assets will also increase. So it's more or less a trick that people don't understand, because they think in borrowing more, even the ratio is improving. No, the debt at the total numerator side and denominator side is being increased by the same amount. In terms of issue of debentures, they are being increased by the same amount. So basically, it doesn't affect that ratio that much. While if we reduce the debt, then there's a major improvement. Debt to total asset ratio for you. Right? Now moving on to the next question. The question says the asset was purchased for 10 lakh with the down payment of 2 lakh. The bills accepted was 8 lakh. What would be the effect on the total assets and the total liabilities in the balance sheet? We have got an asset of 10 lakhs and we have made a down payment of 2 lakhs. So basically what I can say is, on the asset side we have got, in terms of the equation, in terms of the accounting equation where capital plus liabilities is equal to assets, what will we do? We have got an asset of rupees 10 lakh but made a payment of rupees 2 lakh, right? So basically, this, in terms of the cash, we have lost 2 lakh, but we have got 10 lakh. On the liability side, we have got 8 lakhs as a liability because we didn't have that much of money. So basically, we were delaying the payment of the same. So an asset is increased by 8 lakh and liabilities decreased by 8 lakh. Asset decreased by 8 lakh and liabilities increased by 8 lakh. Asset increased by 10 lakh and liabilities by 8 lakh, and 8 lakh and 8 lakh. The correct answer to this question is D. Assets is increased by 8 lakh and the liabilities are also increased by 8 lakh. Now moving on to the next question, which says, which one of the following equation correctly expresses the relationship between assets, liabilities, revenue, expenses and capital? Assets is equal to liabilities plus revenue plus expenses plus capital, or assets is equal to capital plus liabilities plus revenue minus expenditure, or A is equal to C minus R minus E plus L, or A is equal to L minus C plus R minus E. Excuse me. Okay. Now when we look forward to the accounting equation again, it says capital plus liabilities is equal to assets. Right? It looks like this. So in terms of capital, the profit is also added in the capital. So here we can take the revenue minus expenses here. Right? So the correct answer would be, the correct answer would be B. If there's a profit, then it would be added. If there would be a loss, it would be deducted. So the correct answer would be B. Moving on to the next question. During a reporting period, a company's assets have increased by, this is actually 8 crore, right? This is 8 crore. Liabilities have decreased by 2 crore. Equity must therefore. What will happen to equity? The assets have increased by 8 crore. And there's a decrease in the liability by 2 crore. There's a decrease by 1 crore, increase by 1 crore, decrease by 60, or increase by 60. technically here we have an increase of around 10 crore. How? There's an increase in asset side by 8 crore, and we have also lost the liability. We have also lost a liability of 2 crore. So technically the equity part has increased because we have got an asset and we have lost a liability too. So technically it would be 10 crores. Right? Okay. Now in this question the answer is visible, but let's talk about it. In terms of the answer, it says operating expenses is includes. The operating expenses includes all these things. Provision for doubtful debt because it's a day-to-day expense. Office and administrative expenses, again a day-to-day expense of the organization which is required to operate the business properly. Along with that, selling and distribution expense, a day-to-day expense of the company. So the total would be all of the options. The correct answer is all of the options. Okay. The next question. Among the following, which is incorrect regarding the journal entry? Is it debited? The debited titles are shown first, or journal entries show the effect of the transactions? Each journal entry should begin with date, or journal entries provide account balances. What would be the correct answer? Among these statements, which one is incorrect? The debited account are listed first. Basically this is also correct because again the debit side is shown first and credit side is shown on the downside. Then the journal entries show the effect of transactions. That's true because each and every transaction that is being conducted is recorded here. And even the journal entries should begin with the date. Without the date, you cannot begin your journal entry, right? There's only one part that is left, that is journal entries provide account balances. This part is done by the ledger, not by journal. D is the correct answer. Now, the next point. The preliminary expenses are shown in the balance sheet under what head? Non-current assets, current assets, or non-current liabilities, or deducted from the security premium reserve. In some books, you will find this is called a fictitious asset. Somewhere it is called a deferred revenue expenditure as well. So when we talk about this particular thing, what would be the answer? The correct answer is it would be deducted from the security premium reserve because wherever the reserves would be, whenever we are writing it off, it would be deducted from those reserves because when we are writing it down, it would be taken from there, right? The next question. The trade discount received on purchases is recorded in the books of accounts as follows. Trade discount is credited to the discount received account. Trade discount is deducted from the list price and recorded net value. Trade discount is debited to the discount allowed account or any of A and B. Okay. Trade discount is an account which is shown nowhere in the books of accounts. It's not recorded anywhere. So basically it is not shown and it is deducted from the list price and recorded at net value. This one is correct. B is correct. And the there's no other point that is correct. It is not shown as debited in the discount allowed or discount received, or there is no treatment for trade discount. It is not shown anywhere. It is done but not shown anywhere. Like cash discount, it is not shown. It's just directly deducted. Next question. Mr. X has commenced his business on 2013 April. The capital was 6 lakh. On 31st of March, his assets were worth rupees 8 lakh and liabilities were 50,000. Find out the closing capital. You have to find the closing capital. The closing capital can be taken as opening capital plus additional capital minus drawings plus profit and loss. Whatever the point it would be. If there's a profit, we'll add it. If there's a loss, we'll deduct it. So what would be the amount here? His capital is basically 6 lakhs. 6 lakhs. Then in the 6 lakhs, what will we add? We'll add up the assets worth rupees. No, this is a closing capital. We don't have to do anything. Basically, he commenced his business with 6 lakh rupees. Na? On 31st, he had the assets and liabilities. You just have to deduct this. This won't be used. Why? When the person has started his business, he started with 6 lakh rupees. It's fine. But by the end of the year, we know that the assets and liabilities are of 8 lakh and 50,000. Out of 8 lakh, only 50,000 is from the outsiders, right? If 50,000 is from outsiders, the rest is from the proprietor himself. So the correct answer here would be 7 lakh 50. Okay. The last question for the day. The cash book showed an overdraft of 1 lakh 50, but the passbook made up to the same date showed the checks of rupees 10,000 and 5,000 and 12,500 respectively had not been presented for the payment yet. Okay, this particular question relates to the passbook. Uh, what we can do is we'll be meeting tomorrow and I'll be sharing this answer tomorrow. So let it be an homework for you. Just a homework. We'll be meeting tomorrow at the same time. If you find these classes useful, kindly go ahead and look forward towards the courses. At this point of time, we are offering you more discounts as well. Kindly go ahead and check it out on our app or on our website, as well as you can use the code Y541 to avail the discount. There are times when we are providing up to 80% of discount on our portal, on our courses. So just go ahead and avail it at the right time as well. When we talk about it in this examination, this would be the last examination without the negative marking and without the changes. So make sure that you are finishing your JIIB during this year only. Why to delay, right? All the very best and have a nice day, everyone. Thank you.